stuff. Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night. I'm Mac James, stand-up comic, and it's time for Stand Up for News. Welcome back, everyone, to another amazing, adventurous episode of Stand Up for News. I am your host, Mac James Esterline. We are stand-up comedians, and we tell the news, the Stand Up for News. Because the news was born without any legs, and it can't stand up for itself, so we stand up for the news. My co-host here today is Robin Macho Woman Savage, stand-up comedian. Say hello.
I'm getting a standing ovation sitting down.
Your hair looks lovely. Your shirt looks horrible.
I did wear my Chiefs gear. I'm going to be just more obnoxious.
I thought you were going to save that for next week, Robin.
Yeah, I'm going to be worse next week.
Good.
All right. Oh, and our producer Matt. Say hello, Matt.
Hi guys, and the more chances we get to torture James, the better. Don't worry, I got something for you later.
I'm a Lions fan, so it's not a big deal. I'm used to losing. All right, you got some sports jokes for us today, I hope.
Yeah, I got at least one lined up for you.
Perfect. All right, we'll get to that. And then our other co-host here is Captain Jim Marvin, stand-up comedian. Say hello.
Ahoy, mateys out there on the sea waves and on the airwaves. Good to be with you.
Our other co-host, Manny Avila, is in Miami doing gangster stuff. He'll be back next week. We have our other correspondent. He's been on the show before, stand-up comedian, very funny man. Say hello to Ace Williams.
Say hello to Ace Williams. That's me.
Say hello to him. You.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Ace. How's it been going, bud?
It has been going incredibly insane. My life is not easy, but I'm trying to make it better every day. It's a quest between the yin and the yang, man.
That's why I live in the now. I live in the now. I don't live in the day or tomorrow or yesterday. I live in the now. We've talked about it before.
We've talked about that a lot. Which makes it very hard to plan anything when you only live in the now.
And you can live in the future. I'm living in the now. Right now, we have news to stand up for. Hopefully, our man on the street, Scott Patrick, stand-up comedian Scott Patrick, calls in. I haven't gotten a yes or no confirmed from him, but last I checked, he was. But the news, it's in a wheelchair, so we need to stand up for it right now. So if anybody else wants to call in and stand up for the news, like Guy Dudley or Trey Carr wants to cry about the Seminoles, call us at 727-441-3000. That's 727-441-3000. Anybody out there on Facebook that's watching wants to as well with Mom? You got that going, right? I got it going live here.
Mom's got it going on.
I'm going to start out with some news, you guys. Last week, protesters threw cans of pumpkin soup on the Mona Lisa painting, and they chanted, "What is more important, art or the right to healthy, sustainable food?" Ironic that it was food that they decided to use and vandalize Mona Lisa with. Well, actually not when it's pumpkin soup, because who the hell drinks that crap or eats that crap, Jack Skellington probably, a.k.a. Rick Scott. He probably likes pumpkin soup. That's who. Maybe the protesters are out of touch since there was already Andy Warhol already made a painting with soup on it.
James, speaking as an art lover, I understand their position, but I would like to be able to go to my favorite art museum without having to be stopped and checked for soup. Oh, sir, is that a can of Thick and Chunky in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here?
Hey, I heard that their quest for their challenge to get bail was squashed.
Mom, any comments about that?
I actually just heard about that, and I don't quite understand the correlation between throwing soup on the Mona Lisa. Plus, it's not like it's just out there bare. Like they've got a piece of glass over it.
It's not even the real Mona Lisa. But that's one way to make her moan, I guess. All right, Mom, what do you got for us?
Okay.
Let's go right around like we always do.
In my home state of Missouri, a GOP state senator has proposed reintroducing dueling to solve state house differences.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not even a fake story. That's 100% real.
That's awesome. Isn't that how that Burr guy killed one of our presidents?
Yeah, Aaron Burr and Hamilton and all that.
He wasn't very popular after he killed Hamilton.
Yeah. That's the whole play on, Alexander
didn't
Hamilton.
Hamilton die on the 4th of July or something like that?
I don't know if it was the 4th of July, but he got killed by the duel because he shot up in the air and Burr shot at him.
This duel's for real.
Go ahead, Mom.
Okay, so in the state of Missouri, a state senator has proposed reintroducing dueling to solve state house problems. Now Missouri's new motto will be, "Show me your weapon."
I heard the duel was about a menage a trois.
All right. Ace Williams,
Okay.
fire when ready.
E. Jean Carroll is overjoyed that the jury awarded her $83.3 million from former President Donald Trump for his sexual assault and defamation. Trump is very unhappy with his lawyer, Alina Habba, to which it appears that Trump has fired her. Sources inside the Trump camp was quoted hearing Trump say, "I never should have hired a woman."
Didn't he get like sexual battery, not sexual assault? Isn't that the kind they put into vibrators, though?
I don't know. To tag on to that one, James.
Robin knows. Is that the kind?
Yeah, it's Energizer.
Ah, right, there we go.
Yeah, apparently Carol told Stand Up for News that she was going to spend some of that money awarded to her on premium dog food for her 2 dogs. And Trump responded to that plan by saying, "Well, isn't that a bitch?"
Are you using his joke as your joke?
I'm tagging
my
on.
turn now?
I'm
Okay,
tagging. No, I'm tagging on.
Just checking.
This is I'll tag him,
I know
brother.
that was your turn.
Thumbs up, man. Thumbs up.
Everybody stay positive.
On Wednesday, executives from several major social media companies, including Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, appeared before a congressional hearing to answer questions about how their online platforms have led some children to take their own lives after enduring online harassment. At one point, Zuckerberg rose and turned to the parents in the hearing room to personally apologize for the loss of their children. Meanwhile, the same U.S. Congress members at the hearing failed for yet another day to call for a ceasefire on Israel's unrelenting military assault on the Gaza Strip that has killed 5,000 Palestinian children. Zuckerberg told Stand Up for News, quote, "At least those kids won't be dying from cyberbullying." Way to spin that
Dark.
there, Mark.
It's dark. Jim, you usually don't go that dark. Oh, but good job.
Thanks, Dad.
All right. Local scammers came to my door, sent by the, by the city, and they wanted me to let them in to sample my water. They had to come in. I was like, "Let me go get you a sample," and they're like, "Oh, we'll sample. We got to come in and sample it," you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, you're not coming to my house to sample my water. To sell me a water softener that they can't just soften the water before they send the water to my house. Apparently, they need to sample my water to see if they, since 70% of homes' water is not soft enough." I denied their request, though. "Sorry, fools, but my water is just like me, super gangsta, and hard AF, yo. So my water don't even need Viagra. That's how hard it is." I was serious, man. They came today. I had to write it down. Like, quit coming to my house. So if they come to your house, just remember to send them back to me if you want. I'll talk to them.
So they wanted to come into your kitchen and turn on your
They
tap
wanted to
water?
come to my house and sample my tap water. I'm like, get out of here. My dog's freaking out. I'm trying to eat dinner as I'm writing Stand Up for News. All right, go ahead, Mom. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm told them to get lost.
Yeah. South Korean health officials are warning people not to eat fried toothpicks. They say they're not edible and are bad for digestion. However, they're still more healthy than McDonald's.
They go down better with soft water. I heard. But my water's hard, yo.
We've heard of alternative facts. This is some alternative news on that same story Jim just had. The CEOs of Meta, X, TikTok, Snap, and Discord were all grilled by a Senate committee who are concerned for children's safety who go online. Strangely, none of the CEOs even counterpointed with former Ohio State assistant coach and now Representative Jim Jordan or convicted child sex offender and former Speaker of the House Dennis Hastert. And they're thinking, what the heck with their lack of child safety? People who live in glass houses.
All right, go ahead, Jim. Yeah.
During a speech in South Carolina, President Biden referred to his predecessor, Donald Trump, as the current sitting president. In a speech about the economy, Biden indicated Trump wanted to see a downturn in the economy, saying, quote, "He wants to see the economy crash this year. A sitting president," unquote. His gaffe came a week after Donald Trump switched Republican presidential primary candidate Nikki Haley for former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Haley commented on the cognitive ability of both men by asking a group of her supporters, quote, "Who do you want to be the next sitting president to be? A stumbling president or a lying president?" unquote. To which the crowd answered, "Whichever one of those Trump is." Ouch, Nikki, that's your own rally.
So Biden kept calling Trump the sitting president?
He called him once, yeah.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah. Oh, that's Southern for, we can't say that on the radio.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
Bless his
A lot of
heart.
my guests say that to me at my bar.
Well,
Bless your heart, James, after I tell them stand up for news material. So, moving right along. In other news, a woman gives birth to a baby in a McDonald's drive-thru last week. The husband thought some Big Macs on the way to the hospital was a good idea, And now he's single and already behind on his child support for the decision he made. He's been paying his child support in McBucks, the kind they sell during Halloween season, Mom. You gave me some for Halloween when I trick-or-treated.
Yep.
Yeah, the mom decided to nickname the baby McFlurry since he was born at McDonald's drive-thru, even though the ice cream machine was down and wasn't working. The father's just glad it wasn't McDoubles, There's more. It's a long one like Jim's, Put your finger down, Jim. I'm not done yet. Put your hand out, Jim. Ironically, the child was born in the exact same place he was conceived.
Ooh. Oh, the McDonald's drive-thru.
You got it. That's right.
If the mother had the baby at Burger King, she could have had it her way.
Nah,
She did have it her way. That's why there's a kid.
I could have named him McFried Toothpicks.
yeah, actually, he had the baby had an unusually high birth weight, and the doctor said, "Why don't you just rename him Supersize Me?"
Super sorry.
That's crazy. Let's go to McDonald's on the way to the hospital.
I bet the mother had a grimace or two with.
On the way to the hospital, they have to at least stop and get a kid's meal, don't you think?
That's appropriate. You get a free one on your birthday, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense. Thank you, man. Oh, yeah, it's your turn, Mom.
Okay. The Prague Zoo welcomes a new baby Western lowland gorilla. The baby gorilla's gender is not yet known, so zoologists are wanting to have a gender reveal party. They're going to put an unarmed poacher in the cage with the gorilla. If the gorilla mauls the poacher and it internally bleeds pink, it's a girl. If the disemboweled area is blue, it's a boy.
Robin, is that how you name the kids in your family? No wonder you're nicknamed Savage.
Okay, James, you want a long one or a short one?
That's up to you. You're standing up for the news.
All right, I'll give you a long one. You guys had yours. Okay. Travis Kelce is glad that his girlfriend is on the Chiefs bandwagon, and he appreciates her
He's got
support.
a girlfriend?
Oh, yeah, girlfriend Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, there's a ridiculous conspiracy going on from the right wing that the NFL planned for the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl just to get Taylor Swift to endorse Joe Biden for president. Some pundits say that the GOP, based mostly on older white men, are just jealous of the mega pop star's billion-dollar success and that she's a role model for young women across the globe. Some even say that there are a few that secretly have a crush on her. When asked about her popularity, GOP Senator Ted Cruz replied to the reporter, "I knew you were trouble when you asked me. Don't blame me. There's no bad blood. I know all too well that there's a blank space in the media. You need to calm down. The truth is, when it comes to her popularity, we do want the Chiefs fans to shake it off, but she's gorgeous. That love story will never start the Great War. Look what you made me do. Are you ready for it? I'll have to spill the beans. I'm enchanted. She's got style. In my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd say this, but Taylor, you belong to me. Besides, she's a better tight end than her boyfriend."
Her end is much tighter.
Are those all Taylor Swift songs? Or am I that old?
No, they're all Taylor Swift songs.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, if she's so swift, why isn't she on the field?
I don't think she's endorsing Biden. I think she's endorsing Travis Kelce. Like, he's a handsome
but
fella.
through her, the NFL has made an extra $335 million this year just from showing her on TV.
And just showing her with the revenue increase. Yeah, it's true.
Good for her.
In a related story, Elon Musk's X has reactivated the ability to search its social network for musician Taylor Swift after disabling queries for her name in response to a flood of explicit deepfake images that created naked pictures of the superstar. The intrepid satire news reporter, or this intrepid satire news reporter, or whatever it is we do here, took it upon himself to personally investigate these online deepfake images in an exhaustive search spanning 4 days and 5 evenings, in which he discovered hundreds of nude depictions of the famous singer, just as the reporter had always imagined they would look like. However, even more nude images of Swift remain on the internet to be uncovered, and this journalist will not rest until this vital investigation is completed. James, how much more time do we have on the show? I was about to investigate a series of pictures of Taylor Swift washing a sports car. Seriously, can we hurry it up?
In San Diego, you guys, a coyote is rescued from getting its head stuck in a bucket, trapped on its head for days, you guys. It wasn't my fault, the coyote cried. The roadrunner painted a tunnel on the bucket to trick me.
Yikes.
All right, go ahead. I'll save my next one for. I don't care how short it was. Go ahead, Mom.
Oh no, and this actually ties in, but you won't hear it until the punchline. And that's how clever this one is. More than 1,000 rabbits were found hoarded in deplorable conditions in a Bradenton, Florida home. When animal control rescued them, one rabbit reportedly said, "I knew I should have taken that left turn in Albuquerque."
Albuquerque.
Joke of the day was
Albuquerque. Okay, a U.S. preacher who gave divine guarantees to his flock that an essentially worthless cryptocurrency scheme would be a winner, said God had some questions to answer. Believers sank $3.2 million into Index Coin, which is a Bitcoin, after Pastor Eli Regalado and his wife insisted it had God's backing. Officials said that the couple bought fancy handbags and a Range Rover with some of the cash, with Regalado admitting the Lord instructed him to do some home improvements too. We took God at his word and sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit, the pastor said. Either I misheard God or God is still not done with this project, he added. What we're praying for is that God is going to work a miracle in the financial sector. On the other hand, his followers who lost the millions of dollars are now praying he goes to prison. And some true believers are hoping that they can use a cryptocurrency to buy their way into heaven.
Now, was he the same one who redid part of his house, and he was like, "Well, no, but seriously, God wanted me to redo my bathroom."
Yeah.
Like that was that guy.
It's God's will.
It was God's will that I have marble granite top counters.
It says in the Bible right there next to you, Ace, there. They have to have a golden throne,
Let's look it up in Leviticus or
That's
something.
under renovations.
All right,
Nice
Captain
one.
Jim, what else do you have in the news?
All right. A Frontier Airlines passenger pulled down her underwear in the plane's aisle and threatened to kill fellow passengers when flight attendants would not let her use the lavatory after landing in Philadelphia. Some passengers were shocked at the woman's behavior, but most passengers said they assumed the aisle was where they were supposed to pee on a Frontier Airlines flight. There's an extra fee for using the lavatory.
What kind of laboratory are you talking about?
See, where's Manny when someone from Philadelphia acts crazy?
Is that when they developed the COVID vaccine in that laboratory? All right, you guys. A Penn State man is arrested after decapitating his father's head and displaying it on YouTube Live, you guys. Did you hear about that?
Oh,
Well, everyone did say he had his dad's face.
Literally.
Yeah. And apparently his mom's temper.
yeah.
There's more. When he said it's because his dad used to molest him as a child, he said it was he was mad that his dad never gave him head, so he took it.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. He did that all on Facebook Live.
Guy Dudley thought, YouTube Live. Guy Dudley thought that was way funnier than you guys. I'll give me a whistle for guys.
Well, Guy Dudley.
His dad used to have a good head on his shoulders,
Yeah.
They said.
He was ahead of the game.
Yeah. This kind of follows suit into Jim's story. A nude Florida woman threatened to kill a convenience store manager in St. Petersburg, right down the street, with a vegetable pillar. She then started masturbating in front of the responding deputies when they came to arrest her. The police told Stand Up for News utensil reporter none of her shenanigans were very appealing.
Robbie, do you know if she's single?
I bet she's great in the kitchen.
You guys quit talking about my mom?
Okay, this is interesting. Fox News brought a psychic to predict how Trump's 2024 will go. This has actually happened. But she awkwardly pulled the 5 of Cups of the tarot card, which represents loss and failure. Something I'm sure Fox News was not expecting. The Fox journalist immediately accused her of stacking the deck.
In other news, Captain Jim.
All right, in state news, the Florida legislature is currently discussing bills to create a statewide registry for, quote, dangerous dogs that will require animal control to add dangerous dogs to a database and their owners to get liability insurance. The bill's sponsors say that dog owners can also use the threat of adding their canines to the registry list to make them behave. Don't make me add you to the dangerous dog list. Don't make me add you to the dangerous dog list. At the top of the dangerous dog list will be our own Mac James's dog, Sparky. When asked for a comment, Sparky growled through the porch window of James's home and barked his little head off for an hour, stopped to take a breath, then barked nonstop for another hour. You know, one time he jumped up on my deck and almost bit my semen off.
Look, his name's Scrappy, and that's the reason he doesn't like you is you keep calling him Sparky. Every time you do it, he side-eyes you and starts growling.
When anything happens.
Not supposed to be part of stand-up news.
That's really rough.
Dog eat semen world. All right, zebras and camels on a truck. Zebras and camels on a truck engulfs into flames on the Indiana highway last week on its way to the circus. The driver claimed it's not his fault, though. He told the zebra not to smoke those in his truck. And now, you like that one, guys? Good.
Yeah.
Sure, now it's time for
you get the joke there. He's a cigarette smoker. All right, now it's time for our fun little game show we do now, where it's called Captain. Where in the world is Captain Jim singing? We all sing the song "Where in the world is Captain Jim Seaman." Are you ready?
Where in the world is Captain Jim Seaman? Thank you.
Jim, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Mac James. All right. You're welcome. Here's how it's played. I'm going to ask a question about some place in the world where my seamen are related to a news story. And remember, Ace, we're talking about the professional sailors who work with me aboard my boat and not that other thing that you might be thinking.
Naturally, of course.
Thank you. And at the end,
So it's not called Where in the World is Captain Jim Seaman? Okay, it's Where in the World is Captain Jim Seaman?
I think I've got it.
That would be an entirely different game. And at the end of the game, the winner will receive an amazing prize from the WTAN prize news chest. All right, guys, ready? Question number 1. If anybody here missed last week's question, here you've got a second chance. My seamen are back in Southeast Asia. And tell me a new billionaire king who has his own army and family connections to Adolf Hitler has been crowned in this country. Are my seamen in A, Thailand, B, Malaysia, or C, Cambodia?
C.
Okay.
Your turn, Mom.
Whatever. Thailand, A?
C, man.
There we go.
Good one, A.
Matt, do you have a guess?
Cambodia.
All
C
right.
for Matt.
Okay, guys, my seamen are in fact in B, Malaysia. Oh man, we don't have a winner on that.
Everybody missed.
Sultan Ibrahim Iskandar was crowned as the Malaysian king on Wednesday and commands his own army, owns a fleet of private jets and 300 luxury cars, included one gifted by Adolf Hitler to his great-grandfather. The Sultan is also a motorbike enthusiast and is known to take trips in his Harley around the capital. Just like other kingdoms in the region, it is illegal to openly criticize the king. So I guess if I call him a Nazi biker a-hole, it's going to get me banned from another Southeast Asia kingdom. Well, enjoy Malaysia for me, boys. All right. All right, you're ready for question 2?
Yes, sir.
My seamen are in the Caribbean and tell me that the United States Department of State has issued a travel advisory for Americans planning on going to these islands. Are my seamen in A, the U.S. Virgin Islands, B, the British Virgin Islands, or C, the Bahamas?
Bahamas.
Wherever the virgins aren't.
Jim, you're a virgin, right? So probably the Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Okay, I'll go with the Virgin Islands.
All right. My seamen are, in fact, in C, the Bahamas.
Oh.
The State Department issued the travel advisory for the Bahamas due to gang violence that has claimed the lives of 18 people in the island chain this year. The Bahamian Prime Minister, Philip Davis, issued a statement calling out the hypocrisy of the advisory, saying, quote, "Last year, the United States had over 18,000 murders. So come to the Bahamas. It's safer here, man." All right. So that's a three-way tie right now between James, Ace, and Matt, but there is still time to catch up. All right. Question 3. My seamen took a wrong turn and are lost in America's Great Plains. And they tell me that the world's 6th largest building is being proposed to be built in the heart of this Midwest city. Are my seamen in A, Oklahoma City, B, Kansas City, or C, Sioux City?
Oh, I know this one because I wrote a joke for it. Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Okay, we're just going to copy off of one person's answer. Matt, what do you think?
Just to change it up, Sioux City.
All right.
I'm going to regret it, but I'll change it up.
My seamen are, in fact, A, Oklahoma City. The proposed 1,900-foot skyscraper in downtown Oklahoma City would officially be the 6th tallest building in the world and have a hotel, dining, and entertainment facilities. Also, the new building would eclipse the One World Trade Tower in New York City by 131 feet. Some guy on Fifth Avenue in New York who is threatened by tall things in other cities told Stand Up for News, quote, "Only 2 things come from Oklahoma, and that's steers and stairs. Lots of stairs to get to the top of that building because none of you know how to fix a dang elevator." Why a man in New York, middle of New York, could have a country accent, I'm not sure. But this leaves this leaves everyone 2 ahead. Well, actually, James and Ace are 2. Robin and Matt are 1.
That was uplifting.
I was
Of course, in New York, would have a southern accent. He's one of Jim's seamen, after all.
All right, question 4. My seamen are enjoying the snowy mountains of California and tell me that a snowboarder enjoying time with friends spent 15 hours stuck overnight in a ski gondola at a resort in this ski area. Are my seamen in A, Mount Shasta, B, Big Bear, or C, Lake Tahoe?
I'll say Big Bear.
I'll say Big Bear too, because I think Mount Shasta is Washington, isn't it?
I'll say Mount Shasta.
Shasta.
All right.
Let's move it. Come on, Jim.
My seamen are in C, Lake Tahoe. Monica Lasso told Stand Up for News in an interview translated from shivering that she boarded the gondola at the Heavenly Mountain Resort in Lake Tahoe after snowboarding when it stopped halfway down the mountain. She didn't have a phone or a light and cried for help, but spent half the night in the ski lift below freezing temperatures, rubbing her hands and feet together to keep warm before the gondola operated again the next morning. A spokes snowman for the resort dismissed the potential severity of the situation, telling Stand Up for News, "Here today, gondola tomorrow." What a snow jerk. Okay, that leaves James with 2, Robin with 1, Ace with 2, and Matt still with 1 here. So this is going to be the tiebreaker here for James and Matt.
5-minute segment's moving into its 8th minute, Jim.
Okay, the more we talk about the time that we're wasting, the more time we waste.
Oh, yeah.
Last question.
5 minutes, yeah.
My statement report that last Friday, a man opened an emergency exit and walked out on the wing of a plane that was parked and waiting for takeoff in this Latin American airport. Are my seamen in A, Mexico City Airport, B, Tocuman International Airport in Panama, or C, Juan Santa Maria International Airport in Costa Rica?
B? Sounds like you could make something funny out of B.
Mexico City. Mexico City,
That
A.
was my first thought, but I was like, he could probably, yeah, go ahead.
I
It's going to
say
be a Van
Costa
Halen
Rica,
joke.
maybe? I don't know.
Rica, man.
Costa Rica.
Okay, my seamen are, in fact, in A, Mexico City International Airport. Airport officials in Mexico City say the man opened the exit door of the plane when takeoff had been delayed for mechanical reasons and was detained by police. But dozens of his fellow passengers said that the airline made them wait for 4 hours without ventilation or water and that the man's actions saved their lives. The man himself said he had a large Mexican dinner the night before and really just wanted to save his fellow passengers from his oncoming flatulence because he heard a related story about a gassy airline passenger last week on Stand Up for News. Hey, thanks for being one of our 10 listeners. All right, that leaves us with 2 each for James,
Matt, me and Ace, yeah.
Matt, and ace.
Yeah, an ace.
Rock,
Okay.
paper, scissors.
We're going to need a 3-round rock, paper, scissors.
Ready?
Gentlemen, ready?
Okay, let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Scissors all the way. One more time. Ready?
Scissors are all around, right around.
1, 2, 3.
We got rocks.
Rocks all the way around. Oh, I guess what comes up next? 2, 3.
I win.
All right,
Yeah,
one rock.
rock, paper, scissors. James wins.
Okay,
Nice.
from the
Come on, you guys.
WTAN prize
What I win?
chest comes a packet of
Where do you keep getting all these
peanuts,
stickers,
acres, Easter stickers.
It's just what everybody finds around here. And before we continue on, he's been waiting on hold for a while. Our man on the street, Scott Patrick, is with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
He's not the man on the street. He's the man on our street.
Any street. Yeah, it could be any street, you guys. Hey, Scott Patrick, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, it's going. What street are you on today, bud?
Well, today I'm actually in front of the White House in Washington, D.C., because today is National Serpents Day.
Oh.
And D.C.'s overpopulated with snakes.
That's true.
I was actually at VisionWorks earlier because I had to drive back from Vermont because I first thought it said National Sherbet Day.
I love sherbet. Nice. All right, you want to jump in we're going to go back to the news. You want to jump in the rotation with us and start it off?
Definitely.
All right.
All right, I'll start it off.
Then we'll go to Jim, to me, and then around,
Okay. A macaque monkey was captured after 5 days on the loose in Scotland. And I'll tell you, being a Scot myself, sometimes in the colder months, it is hard to find macaque.
Okay, you're doing purple.
Coming out swinging.
Wasn't a macaque.
All right, let's get your act together, Jim. It's your turn.
Oh my gosh, get it together, Jim.
Get over here, Captain. Or should I go?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Good one, Scott.
Great one, Scott. On Tuesday night, New Jersey Democrat Representative Rob Menendez slammed his Republican colleagues for focusing their attention only on the southern border and for their loyalty to Donald Trump, saying, quote, "You are all obsessed with the border because you bend the knee to the orange Jesus." A spokes teenager from Orange Julius, the fruit beverage store you pass by every time you go to the mall without any temptation to go there, told Stand Up for News, quote, "The good people at Orange Julius welcome all customers and never ask anyone to grovel to enjoy a delicious, refreshing beverage that you would never have ordered if you knew what was in it. Please stop referring to our stores as Orange Jesuses and our employees as losers." You guys remember when Hardee's stores had the same problem a while ago and everyone used to call them hard-ons?
Orange Julius has good popcorn.
That's why she goes there.
Yeah.
All right, zebras. I did that one. A swarm of bats chases a family out of their own home the other day. You guys, did you hear about that story? Yeah, a swarm of bats chasing a family out. That was a curveball. I forgot. Okay, never mind. Not that one. That's a curveball for later. 11-year-old boy holds a new world record for fingerboarding. You guys, with one of the little skateboard things. If that's anything but like waterboarding, George W. Bush could break that record. Yeah, I could break that record right now, though. I never get bored of fingering. Do you like that, Scott?
Yeah, I saw that story. I was going to see where I was going to take it, so that was good.
Robin, your turn. Over to you. And
Okay, this kind of goes back to Captain Jim Seaman.
That's where everything starts from.
The only one I got right. Developers have submitted a proposal to make the country's tallest building in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Proponents of the building are saying you'll be able to see nothing for miles and miles and miles.
Yeah, right. It's a great place to put a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one. Donald Trump said he was more famous than Taylor Swift and his followers are more committed. This after 500 of his fans have been to prison for the January 6th riot. A Washington insider later revealed that Donald Trump doesn't know the difference between the words famous and infamous.
Scott Patrick, what do you got?
Okay, in China, 1,946 people spun whipping tops to break a world record. Meanwhile, in the factories all around them, they were whipping tops to work faster.
That's a good one.
And also, we had a Stand Up for News insider that got inside of there, and apparently Apple is pro-life. And you can prove that because they don't have a hanger emoji.
All right, now we're going to take a break and do a short sports. And we gave this segment to Matt because it's going to be a short thing instead of to Jim because he would drag it out for 5 minutes.
That's okay. I got 2 sports jokes for you. First things first.
Go ahead.
The Super Bowl is in 2 weeks. It's at Alliance Stadium in Vegas between Robin's Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I feel bad for Jim because his Detroit Lions made it to the NFC Championship game for the first time in forever. Yeah. But, James, I can tell you now, your team will be in the Super Bowl next year. Do you know how I know? The whole team already bought tickets.
Yeah, I believe that. They're never going to be in the Super Bowl playing it.
Well, with the Super Bowl being next weekend, we need sports stuff to talk about this weekend, and that is the NHL All-Star Game in Toronto. We have local coverage going. Nikita Kucherov of the Lightning will be playing at the All-Star Game. The red carpet special is tonight. Now, that's for the players walking into the building on the red carpet. So for this, the league decided to hire magicians. Why? Because magicians and hockey players have something in common. They both do hat tricks.
That's pretty good.
That's what's up. I love hockey.
Nice.
Go Bolts. Go Red Wings. Yeah, I'm used to the Lions losing. So people talking trash is like, dude, I've been watching the Lions lose. I've watched every single game since I was like 9, so it's not a big deal. It's what it is. All right, Captain Jim, back to current news. Fire when ready.
Thank you. An American visitor to Toronto, Canada, posted an online pic of a waiver that a Hilton Hotel restaurant asked him to sign when he ordered a hamburger done only medium. The waiver is part of a trend that restaurants have implemented to limit their liability in case a customer gets sick from consuming a food item that is served raw or undercooked. Other examples of dishes that may be served to your table with a waiver include killer meatballs, Death by Chocolate, and the is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch chicken salad sandwich. I kind of like to try that one.
Oh, man.
Death by Chocolate.
Pizza Hut, you guys, their dining room was closed, and they had a misspelling on their sign that went viral for saying closed for unforeseen circumcisions. Yeah, if that story was an iceberg, this would just be the tip of it, you guys. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to say unforeskin circumstances. Instead of, yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
All right, I get a whistle.
You get a whistle.
You like
Nice.
that, Scott?
Okay, in South Carolina, 3,351 people won using the same numbers, 4444 on the Pick 4 lottery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? But I mean, how many people took the Pick 4 too literally? But honestly, who's shocked that 3,000 Hicks picked 4x4? Which I'm assuming were all men, because in South Carolina, 16 is their favorite number because it's the age of consent.
All right, back to you, Robin.
Okay, a thief stole 7 king cakes last week from a New Orleans bakery. The thief also took cash and a case of vodka. Police are on the lookout for a highly intoxicated individual that's indulging in too much food, which is literally everyone who visits New Orleans.
Et toi.
Amen to that. All right. And finally, Sri Lankan, who thought it might be cool to cruise around the Thai resort of Pattaya in a white Bentley convertible with a large lion cub leaning out the back, was put on a plane home after a video of the escapade went viral. The hotel's 4-star restaurant adapted to the incident by making the lion cub that night's special on their menu.
And they say, manya.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
All right, Jim.
Tech billionaire Elon Musk said Monday that his brain science startup company, Neuralink, had implanted a device in a human for the first time, a possible step towards a product that he said would allow people to control almost any external device just by thinking. A Neuralink spokesrobot announced that the innovation would permit Tesla owners to operate their vehicles without autopilot, and soon they will be able to crash their cars using only their minds. Isn't technology amazing?
I can't wait.
What all does Elon Musk have his fingers in? Yeah, it's everything.
Everything but his wife.
He's a mad scientist.
He could break that fingerboarding record. All right, Florida news update from last week's stories. Remember the Florida Reptile Park and the albino white alligator?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he got his new official name. They named him last week. So they decided to name him Captain Jim Marvin since it's so white. And he also puts the gay in alligator.
I will see you later, Mr. James.
Are you hitting on me, bud?
Hey, where's Russell?
I'm only into black dudes.
Oh, come on, Russell. Give us.
Russell's in the hospital, you guys, right now. So let's send some positive energy and prayers towards him. He's probably going to be released tomorrow. Is hopeful. So he had like a lung infection. So
yeah, I saw that on the
keep him in your
interwebs,
thoughts and prayers. That'll help him heal. You guys. Researchers in Australia find a seabird, or they are seabird experts. They found a seabird hundreds of miles from its home when a penguin was spotted on the southern tip of Australia. The penguin, when found, was quoted as saying, "Hey, this isn't Gotham." While he was in Australia, he did get some new inserts for his shoes, so he still has happy feet. Did I fix it? I didn't make it better. I'm gonna kill myself after this.
Stay with us.
Just by telling my own jokes to myself. Go ahead, Robin.
Oh, I am just down for this day in history. I've got
We're not there yet.
Okay.
Oh, we are. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll tell you what. This day in history.
Laughs from the past.
Blast from the past. This day in history.
And news.
The FBI's undercover criminal investigation, known as ABSCAM, was revealed to the public. It spotlighted officials being guilty of bribery and corruption, or as we call it today, business as usual.
Ace, do you have history material today?
Oh, we got a history for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Groundhog's Day again.
That's
and
every
Punxsutawney Phil over there in Pennsylvania is going to be taken out of his cage, held up high, and they're going to report whether we're going to have more or less winter. Punxsutawney Phil always keeps suggesting that they hold him by his lower half, but so he can give a good report, but he never does. Never gets that kind of grab and reach around. So poor guy.
Groundhog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Punxsutawney Phil's a groundhog.
I use him for toilet paper. I call him Phil McCracken. All right, so Scott Patrick, how about you? You have history for us?
Yeah, sure. On this day in 2003, the Space Shuttle Columbia broke up catastrophically and crashed, killing all 7 crew members.
I wrote that too. Yeah.
Oh, really? It was really unusual because usually you only see a fizzy can of 7-Up.
Oh man, do you know what color the pilot's eyes were?
No.
Oh, they were blue. One blew this way and one blew that way. Yeah, NASA. We all know what that stands for, right? Need another 7 astronauts.
Oh.
All right, go ahead, Jim. Your turn for some history.
All right. This week in 1882, English humorist A.A. Milne was born, and he originated the immensely popular stories of Christopher Robin and his toy bear, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Milne, however, did not have success with his first set of children's books, which featured another lovable toy bear named Petey the Puddle of Pee. I wonder why that didn't catch on.
That's funny. All right. In 2004, the halftime show, Janet Jackson put the nasty in Nasty Boys. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Remember that song? Yeah, when Justin Timberlake exposed her breast on stage. Yeah. He said it's not his fault. It was a booby trap. Yeah, that's what happened, you guys. All right. Well, that's our history. So, you have more history, Mom?
I have one more.
I have one as well.
All right, go ahead, Mom, and then Scott.
It's probably the worst joke I've ever written because it makes no sense. This day in history, February 1st, 1884, the first 10 volumes of the Oxford English Dictionary was published in London. It was soon replaced in America with Webster's pocket-sized slang words book.
The Urban Dictionary followed closely on its heels in America.
Oh, I was thinking of Urban Dictionary.
It's not as bad as the penguin joke, huh? Yeah. All right, what's up? You got some history, Ace?
I think that I heard that Governor DeSantis wanted to ban the Urban Dictionary too.
All right. Scott Patrick.
Yeah. So this day in history, Martin Luther King Jr. and some other protesters were arrested because they were protesting for voting rights, which has really, shown how times have changed, because now Biden says you ain't black if you don't vote for him.
All right, now it's time for curveballs, where I wrote premises for each of you, and you get to try to throw something at it. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Scott, you want to go first again?
For the weather?
No, it's curveballs.
Oh, sure.
All right, you ready? A woman in Manchester was trapped falling into a dumpster. When the garbage truck collected, she survived being compacted by the truck crusher after he crushed the trash with her in it 4 different times. I guess the old saying isn't true. The third time isn't a charm. But what do you got for us?
You're really going to put your own punchline before me?
It's not funny. That's why I said it. Go ahead. What do you got?
What? You already had something. What do I got? Well, I'll say
It was
I'm
nothing,
very.
though. It was really
I'm not surprised, because white trash doesn't usually get crushed. It usually cracks.
All right, I'll give you a different one. All right. Police in India suspect a pigeon that they captured is actually a Chinese spy.
Surprisingly, we found the one animal that Chinese aren't eating.
The pigeon had nothing to say, though, Scott, other than he won't be singing like a canary. Since he isn't a stool pigeon, even though they he crapped his pants when they caught him. Get it, stool? All right, I got another curveball for Mom here.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'll try.
A swarm of bats has has chased a family out of their own home last week.
Oh. No. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Did they have a light in the attic to signal them? I'm trying to think.
All right, Captain Jim. A 285-year-old lemon was auctioned off for $1,780.
Boy, I would sour on that deal.
I was gonna say I didn't know my car was that old. All right.
I didn't know Biden was that old. He's 11.
Lemon fresh Biden.
All right, we got one more. Where is it? One for Ace. It's a curveball, buddy.
It's a curveball, Ace.
You got
All right,
this.
let me find it, though, you guys. Everybody hang in there.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Ace at the base.
fingerboard's crossed. Where the heck did I put it, you guys? Hang on.
It's curved on the other page.
Oh, we should.
Go ahead, Jim. What are you going to say?
Oh, we should mention that this week's episode is brought to you by our friends at Knockin' Boots Saloon,
You like
201
Knockin' Boots?
Keene Road. Oh yeah,
You like Knockin'
I'd
Boots?
love to go
Oh,
knock.
knocking
You
I'd
like
love to go
knocking
knock
boots,
some
Ace?
boots.
Knocking boots,
Do
man.
you like whacking balls around?
Knocking boots, whacking balls,
Because they do have
slapping
pool
hose.
tournaments there, you guys.
And all brought to you by our former sponsor, My Jointment.
We ran out of their products. So.
But
I don't have another curveball.
As long as
I
they
thought
get
I
some
wrote
free
it down.
samples.
But yeah, Knockin' Boots Saloon, that's what we talk about when we get to our other segment called, I guess we covered everything but plugs, which we're not doing yet because Scott
Say butt
Patrick has
plugs?
another. Yeah. Scott Patrick's got more news for us to stand up for. Go ahead, bud. Scott?
All right. So a woman in Poland spent over 3 hours in ice, breaking a Guinness World Record, which is most shocking to Americans because our ice don't detain anyone. But I also thought since Hillary Clinton is cold as ice, that her whole life, that it would have superseded that record.
Hey, right? Any more news to stand up
Oh,
for?
yeah, yeah.
Mom?
Oh, I don't.
I got some plugs.
Oh, okay.
Well, we aren't doing
we're not
everything
doing
but plugs
everything
quite
but plugs
yet.
yet.
We got 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Here's another one. In Georgia, a Georgia police officer, Chad West of the Milton Police Department, was driving on patrol when he spotted an owl, later named Owen the Owl, sitting on the road on December the 22nd. West turned his car around and rescued the owl to prevent further harm to it. He and a fellow officer took the owl to a veterinarian who treated Owen and released him several days later back into the wild. The police chief of Milton commended the officer for his actions. However, Officer West has been accused by a murder of crows of racial bias after he drove his cruiser at them in the parking lot of a Dunkin' Donuts in a suburban Atlanta city last month, injuring several of the birds. At a rally in front of the Milton Police headquarters last week, a group of 4 and 20 crows and ravens called for an investigation into the incident, cawing loudly and holding signs which read, "Black Birds Matter." Pop singer and part-time head of a mop, Adam Duritz, was asked to do the counting.
Counting crows, very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
We didn't do the weather today either.
Yeah, we didn't have time to do the weather.
yeah.
We
My,
did history. We thought we'd keep doing history. So, hey, Matt, how was the Royal Rumble, bud? You got to go?
That was fun. I was telling Robin this before the show. I was at the Rumble Saturday night, and I managed to make it to Raw 2 nights later.
I saw that. Did you have the feeling at the end of the Rumble that something botched up? Because they weren't, like, CM Punk looked messed up.
I didn't catch it. I honestly didn't catch it at first. I didn't even realize Punk was hurt because I completely missed it.
Yeah, I was like, this is a weird finish how he, like, threw himself off. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, but the way I looked at it, though, with the men's Rumble, you kind of knew who was going to win going in. It was either going to be Punk or Cody Rhodes. The women's Rumble, you knew who was going to win, but there was more surprises, and it felt more dramatic wire to wire in the women's Rumble than it did the men's.
I just knew something wasn't. They weren't clicking like he wasn't clicking like he was earlier. So I knew something was wrong.
But I can tell you now,
up the ending.
my ears are still ringing from having Cody Rhodes' pyro go off 15 feet from me because I was sitting about 15 rows back from the stage at Raw on Monday.
Sorry, we're wrestling fans, you guys, so we had to talk about it. All right,
I'm surprised it took you this long in the show to finally get at me about it. You're slacking. Go ahead.
I thought that Royal Rumble is what we called Prince Andrew's time in Epstein's Island.
Oh,
that
too. All right, so we've covered, I guess, everything but plugs. So now we're going to plug going down at Knockin' Boots Saloon next Wednesday, and we're going to have open mic with our special guest feature, Gina M. Super funny girl. Yep. She does her own open mic monthly over there in Tampa at Battle Buds. Who's got another plug to plug? You want to plug a plug?
Yeah, all right. I got one coming up March 15th, 16th, and 17th, and also April 5th. I'll be opening up for national headliner Stephen Lawley.
Sweet.
He's been on NBC, Cat Williams' 9 Lives, Laugh, and Laugh Factory. He's a major headliner. I'll be traveling around with him across the state.
Where at?
Mostly Orlando.
So be in Orlando checking it out?
Don't have the gig locations yet, but it's all the dates are confirmed. So yeah.
Can you give us the information so we can plug it next week for you?
Certainly. Yeah.
That's good stuff right there. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, man.
Thanks.
We also have a butt plug for the 9th. Go ahead, Mom.
We do have a butt plug for the 9th. On February 6th, I'm going to be at Front Page Brewery in Bartow. I have a feature gig there. And then February 9th, we have another Stand Up for News at
Catherine Maloney is going to be our headliner at Twisted Tiki on St. Pete Beach, February 9th, 8 o'clock. With her opener is going to be super funny David Wayne. I've been watching him do comedy my entire 7 years that I've been doing this. He's always super funny. And then, so that's February 9th, free comedy show. That's the best free comedy show you're going to see in the multiverse, you guys. So Catherine Maloney headlining. She won Best of the Bay in 2018. She's super awesome. So then I have you hosting that one, Mom, and then Captain Jim will be there doing some new stuff, right?
Yeah, reserve your tables now with Kim down at Twisted Tiki. It's always a great spot, always a great time.
Yeah,
it's
such a fun in Largo, down south of here a little bit. Largo on Keene. What's their address?
201 Keene Road.
201 Keene Road, Wednesday.
8 p.m.
We're going to be there doing the open mic. Hopefully you're going to be around to come out. Both of you guys will be there too. And then we're going to have, who I said, Gina M.
Gina M. Lots of great local comics, great service, great drinks, and another fun time hosted by Stand Up for News.
Stand Up for News.
Stand Up for News. We stand up for you. You can stand up too. Don't sit down. Stand up now. Stand up for news.
Thanks, Scott.
Stand up for the news. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks,
we
Scott.
love you, Hungerbirdie. All right, we love you, Scott. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Ace.
Get better, Russell.
Thank
We love you.
Robin. Stand up for news.